Welcome back to Introduction to XPages Development, a video blog series at pauldn.com. Part 7, XPages Skills Development Paths. This blog series is based on Introduction to XPages Development, a free course available from tlcc.com. In this final part of this series, we'll be focusing on the material in Module 4, specifically what skills and what development tools to add to your toolbox to become a great XPages developer, and we'll also take a look at the requirements for getting certified in Release 9. This slide provides a high-level overview of the skills needed for XPages development. So your existing notes and Domino application development skills are very useful. XPages are built on Domino, so it's the same data architecture, it's the same security model, and there's even some familiar programming tools in XPages development. So there's simple actions and add functions and the Domino class libraries that have all been ported over for use in XPages development. If you don't know JavaScript, you're going to want to learn that. JavaScript is the primary programming language in XPages development. Any web development skills that you have, understanding of HTML and the web DOM and CSS is also very useful. And then there are some XPages specific skills, and we'll look at those in more detail. You don't need to know Java, but certainly if you do, that is useful. I've arranged the XPages skills to develop into 5 categories or toolboxes. How does it go? If you only have a hammer in your toolbox, you're going to see every problem as a mole or a nail. But if you have a lot of tools in your XPages skills toolbox, well, you're more apt to reach for the right tool for the job at hand. At this point, I'll just introduce the 5 toolboxes for XPages development, and then I'll provide more details for each specific skill or tool and map it into the TLCC course where you can develop that skill. The first is the Programming Languages toolbox, where we see things like JavaScript and simple actions in Java and EL, or the expression language. In the Libraries and Objects toolbox, we see the ported add functions, the Domino objects libraries, and quite a number of other very useful libraries like the XSP server-side JavaScript libraries and the XSP client-side JavaScript object. Under Architecture and Performance, we see tools like custom controls and partial refresh and Java Beans and Manage Beans. And in our Data Sources toolbox, we see the familiar Domino View and Domino Document data sources and some external data sources like REST services and relational data. Finally, in our 5th toolbox, the UI Components toolbox, we see many tools and options to develop the user interface for the XPages applications. You'll find this graphic in the XPages skill lesson in your Intro to XPages course, and in that lesson there are links to get further details and to order each TLCC course or course package. At the top are the prerequisite skills and courses. So that's your existing understanding of Notes and Domino application development and the NSF application architecture and the Notes document architecture with unique identifiers for each document, and the field items with values that make up those documents, plus your existing understanding of Domino security and your programming skills using simple actions and add functions. At this second level, in the prerequisites, you developed your skills in programming the Domino objects. That's the Notes database, Notes session, Notes view, Notes collection objects, Notes document, Notes item objects. And you develop that either using LotusScript or in Java agents. And at the bottom of this chart are the TLCC XPages courses to develop those XPages development skills that were introduced in the 5 toolboxes. At this point, I'm going to revisit each of the 5 skills toolboxes to show where in our XPages curriculum, that is, in which course, we cover each of the different XPages skills or tools. Starting with the Programming Languages toolbox, we see which languages are covered in which TLCC course. The JavaScript language is covered in great detail in our JavaScript for XPages course. We cover server-side JavaScript, client-side JavaScript. We covered the JavaScript language and syntax, and key JavaScript objects like the string object, data, and array objects. Simple actions are covered in our XPages Development 1 course. We don't have extensive of the web language in any of our XPages courses, but we do show how these languages are applied in XPages development. So we show how to add pass-through HTML in our XPages 1 course, and we also show how to add style sheets in that course. And in our mobile XPages course, we cover the HTML5 input types and HTML5 local storage for mobile devices. You develop the skill to work in the XSP source editor in our XPages 2 course and also in our mobile XPages and rapid XPages development courses. The Java language is the topic of our Java 1 for XPages course, and our Java 2 course has a complete module on the expression language. Moving on to the Libraries and Objects toolbox, the main server-side JavaScript libraries are covered in our XPages 1 course. We cover the ported at functions and domino object libraries, and the XSP libraries to work with the current XPage context, or the notes document, or the current notes view entry. There are also XSP libraries to build and operate on a URL, or to test the user agent or browser that is in use. Scope variables are also covered in our XPages 1 course, along with the other global objects like context, session, database, and the document objects. The client-side XSP object is covered in our XPages 2 course, and that's where we also cover the many useful tools and modules available in the Dojo Toolkit libraries. In our Java 2 course, we show how to add and configure third-party Java libraries like Apache Commons and Apache POI to export data to a spreadsheet, and the Apache FOP project to export data to a PDF. I'm going to focus our attention next on the User Interface Components toolbox. Now this is a very large toolbox with more than 100 UI controls, the majority of which we do cover in detail across our XPages curriculum. It really is important to understand all of the various UI tools that can be used for the UI task at hand and the differences between these tools. So if the UI task is to display a domino view, for my specific application, should I be using the view control or a dynamic view panel control or a data view control or a data table or a repeat control or a Dojo data grid? So back to our toolbox analogy and the desire to use the right tool for the right job, you will certainly develop a better user interface and user experience when you do have a good understanding of all of the UI tools and how they work and differ. Under the View Iterator category, we cover the View Control, Data Table, and the Repeat Control in our XPages 1 course, and we devote an entire module to the Data View Control in our Rapid XPages Development course. Under the Document Form Input category, we cover the core input controls in our XPages 1 course, and the Form Table and In-Place Form controls, and all of the Dojo Form Input controls in our Rapid XPages Development course. Also in that course, we cover the controls to develop the navigation and the overall layout and structure of the application, plus the dialog and the picker controls. Style sheets and themes are covered initially in our XPages 1 course and in more detail in our Rapid XPages Development course. Using XSLT to transform and style XML data is covered in our Java 2 course, and restoring the state of a view or an iterator control, any iterator control, is covered in our Rapid XPages Development course. Our Mobile XPages Development course covers all of the mobile controls and the other UI controls that can be used in mobile XPage applications. Finally, we devote an entire module to the Dojo data grid in our XPages 2 course. Looking into our fourth toolbox, the Architecture and Performance toolbox, we see the first listed tool is Custom Controls. Custom controls to an XPage are like subforms to a form, but they offer custom properties and editable area features to customize the behavior and appearance of the custom control on each XPage where they are implemented. Custom controls are a very important tool to master, and they're covered in our XPages 1 course and our XPages Development 2 course, and again in our Rapid XPages Development course, where they're used to develop a common application layout to reuse on every XPage in an application or across several applications. The XPages lifecycle, with its 6 distinct phases, is described in our XPages 2 course. And with the life cycle understood, you learn to properly apply the partial refresh and the partial execution performance features for the current request. Single copy XPage design is a performance feature to load once and use the same XPage design across multiple applications. We cover SCXD in our XPages 2 course along with the localization feature to localize your XPage design for display and use in different spoken languages. Developing the business logic of an application in Java classes is covered in our Java 1 course. And in our Java 2 course, we cover Java Beans and Managed Beans as a useful programming structure for business logic and also to represent and provide fast access to data. The fifth and final set of tools is in the Data Sources toolbox. Using the Domino view and the Domino document data sources is first covered in the XPages Development 1 course, and then we continue to use these native data sources in all of our XPages courses. Other external data sources are also introduced and covered in other courses. XML as a data source is covered in our XPages 2 course and our Java 2 course, and JSON and REST services are used in our XPages 2 course as the data source for the Dojo data grid. Relational data like IBM DB2, MS SQL, Oracle, or any RDBMS which provides JDBC drivers can be used as a data source to an XPage application, and we devote an entire module to this topic in our XPages 2 course. That concludes the review of the XPages skill path. Just a reminder that in your free Intro to XPages Development course in Module 4, we reviewed this lesson here, the Developing XPages Applications for Notes Client, Web Browsers, and Mobile Devices. And in this lesson, you'll see the XPages course path, and this version has links to the various courses at TLCC site and the various package where you can purchase these courses as well. At this point, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on this topic, getting certified in IBM Notes and Domino 9. So when you go into this lesson in your intro course, you'll find some links to the IBM ICF certification website and all the information there on becoming certified. So there's a couple of exams that you'll have to write and pass, Lot 409 and Lot 410 to become certified in Notes and Domino 9 as a application developer. And this lesson includes links to pages at the TLCC site, which maps the exam objectives. So this is for Lot 409, the exam objectives listed in the left-hand column, and mapping it to the course and module and lesson that covers that particular exam objective. And we have complete coverage for all of the exams and all of the objectives as well. So to become an IBM Certified Application Developer Notes in Domino 9, if you're already certified in Release 8.5, you need to pass only one exam. That's Test 408, IBM Notes in Domino 9 Social Edition Application Development Update, also known as the Application Development Update exam. And we have a course to prepare you for that, the Notes Domino 9 Application Development Update course from TLCC. If not already certified for 8.5, you need to pass two exams, Test 409, Application Development A, and Test 410, Application Development B. All of the objectives for these two exams are covered in these 5 TLCC courses. About 35% of the objectives are related to developing traditional notes applications, and these are covered in the lessons in our Application Development 1 and 2 courses. The bulk of the objectives are XPages related, and these are covered in lessons in our XPages 1, Mobile XPages, and Rapid XPages development courses. You can get all 5 courses at a discount in our Certified Developer package, but if you already are very comfortable with the non-XPages objectives, you can just get the 3 XPages courses in our XPages certification package. To become certified as an IBM Certified Advanced Application Developer, first achieve the IBM Certified Application Developer level, and then pass any one of the System Admin exams for Release 9, or pass the Test 411 XPages Mobile Advanced Topics exam. The good news here is all of the objectives for the Test 411 exam are covered in our Mobile XPages course, and that's already included in our 2 certification packages. And that concludes this 7-part video blog series, Introduction to XPages Development. If you missed any parts, the complete series is available at pauldn.com. If you have any questions about TLCC's XPages courses or our on-site training or our online mentoring and consulting services, you can send me an email at paul@tlcc.com or send an email to Howard Greenberg at howardg@tlcc.com. Watch this space for my next video blog series, Introduction to Mobile XPages Development. So until then, so long for now.